Hey you, come on, sit down. You're sitting at the grown-ups table. I'm your host, Jesse Pimpinella, and as always, my partner in crime,
John Jacobs.
thank you so much. And a happy Wednesday to you and a happy spooky season Halloween to everybody out there. This is my favorite time of the year, obviously, besides getting married. I love Halloween.
Our favorite time of year. I don't think it's just exclusively Jesse's holiday, but
I got married to it. You know, I kind of doubled down there. You know what I mean?
you did. It was a fun wedding.
It was a fun wedding, but yeah, no, it's everyone's favorite holiday. This is just a great time. It's fun. Today, I was watching rewatching all the cult films that we're going to be talking about today while carving a pumpkin. Of course, I did Jason because I wanted to, and because I thought Clint Howard would be too hard to put on a pumpkin for Ice Cream Man. But
yeah, it would take a lot of effort in order to nail that.
I got Michael Myers' face on there, but Michael Myers is more blander. But I digress. But anyways, real quick, as I tell everybody every week, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure if you're on YouTube, like I said, like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, like our page. We'll be having a lot more content, new episodes every Thursday to rewatch. But the Wednesday live shows, always fun, exciting, and you can comment. So be a part of the show. So I expect to see some good commenters out there. We already got somebody commenting. Look at this. Tom is already here. Let the party begin.
Yeah, I knew Tom was not going to miss this episode. I knew it. I knew he was not going to miss it.
Oh, Tom, no. You're in for a good one. You're in for a good one. Before we even we're going to talk about cult movies. Then let's bring someone else out who has been in a cult movie as well.
Oh, my God. Who could it be, Jesse? Who do we have in store for this episode?
He has appeared in the Biker Warrior Babes versus the Zombie Babies from Hell. Please give it up. I know it could be you because
could it be me? I mean, I'm wearing the hoodie today, so
it would be one of your colleagues in this case. Give it up for Nigel Daniel.
There it is.
It's me. It is also John. It is also John.
Share a drink for you, Nigel.
That's right.
Yeah, salute. All right. Nigel, great to have you on.
Thank you.
This show has been I've been very excited about this show. I mean, I even went past the homework assignment. I watched Bubba Hotep. Like I was going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Classic film.
That's for next year. That'll be on next year.
He's going for the extra credit.
Next year. All right. But anyways, but thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to get started. But before we start, I want to make sure we all get the ground rules as well as everybody in the comment section, what we are talking about when we talk about cult horror. Yeah, I mean, because we're not thinking just any movie that's low budget. You know, this could be a movie that failed in the box office and then became a big classic hit later on. It could be a low budget film that went on and garnered a huge amount of love among people for many different reasons. The movie could be so bad that it's great, or the movie could have been just a great movie that came out of nowhere. So, and real quick before we get into the ones we're going to talk about right now, what are your guys' personal cult classics that you like? We'll go into them. I just want to see what you guys.
Horror, specifically horror, or just in general cult classics?
Horror flicks.
I have a soft spot for Thanksgiving, and I always will.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, that's what started it all, Nigel. Without Thanksgiving, you or I wouldn't have been in this beautiful movie. So.
Correct. That's correct. Goodness, horror. It's Thanksgiving, Biker Warrior Babe, Ice Cream Man. Two of the ones we're talking about today, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, John, what's yours? I know Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving was said, but it's like that's exactly we love that movie.
Well, right, and it doesn't help that all three of us are like BFF with Mr. Ryan Francis and all of that. So it's a total package with all of us. But I don't know, like it's hard for me to nail down. Honestly, the four films that we're talking about today are all four on my list. And I was happy that when I suggested these, that you guys were like, yeah. Like I was just, let's do this one. Yep. Let's do this one. Yep. Let's do this one. Yep. So I'm like, okay, well, we're clearly all aligned there. But anytime anybody asks me, what's your favorite, what's your top 5, what's your top 10? And then if you ask me again tomorrow, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Sure, there's going to be ones that kind of float up and down, on and off type thing, but it's always going to be different because I have so many. So, I'll say the Ice Cream Man I really have a soft spot for, and that's just because my man Jan Michael Vincent's in it. I'm not gonna lie, it's what holds it up for me. He just passed away recently, so it was nice to watch that. It had been like 10 years since I had watched it. I used to watch it often, and then it just kind of, I had a kid and was jamming in my career and just kind of fell out of Ice Cream Man. But man, when I watched it last night, that shit came flooding back. I was like, oh my God, I forgot how great this movie, the head puppets. I don't want to get too far into it. Talking about it, but yeah, so I'll just roll with that. And then when you ask me again later, I'll have a totally different answer. So
I love it. Mine, I think I mentioned my Bubba Hotep. I love that one. I think one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is, if for those who don't know, it's JFK and Elvis. When JFK and Elvis are having like a very soft, touching moment, they're like, "I gotta ask you one question before we get into this. Did you know anything about Dallas?" Just dead serious. I love it. If you haven't seen that movie, go see it. If you haven't seen any of the movies we mentioned so far, make sure you make it a point to see that.
So I do want to add one, and I assume we could actually do a whole episode about these two films. But Bad Taste and Dead Alive always are right here with me, and that was pre-Lord of the Ring, Peter Jackson too, which is fantastic. So those are two that are always going to be on a list somewhere, and we should totally do an episode, split it in half, one for each film, because those are just those films. You want to talk about amazing films? There you go, right there.
There you go. We got Nigel. Nigel got a quick call out. Nigel Daniels, your mother is a purveyor of personal service. Oh my God.
That is my sister.
What's up, Nigel's sister? Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. John Carpenter's They Live. Now, John Carpenter, in my opinion, this guy I think as a director, he has the most cult classics under his belt.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know we mentioned The Thing, which bombed in theaters when it came out, but then became this cult classic, renowned, everything. Mm-hmm. Which it suffered because everybody wanted a friendly ET alien movie, but then
not me. I wanted to see Wilford Brimley mutilate people. I mean, come on now.
I wanted that. Anyways, so
would the majority of his movies be considered cult classics? John Carpenter?
Yeah, I really.
Were they not commercial successes? The Thing is huge.
All
jokes aside.
But it's sometimes, I think what Jesse's getting at is when the popularity really takes off. Like, for example, Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is the cult classic. It's not a horror cult classic. It bombed in the films. Everybody hated it. And then when it came out on home video, people started watching it. And then within a couple of years, exploded.
Okay. Just making sure. Got it.
That's usually what people refer to as the cult classics. Is it may not have been the greatest when it came out, but once it hit video or once it hit a stride with people later in life and blows up, that's kind of where we frame that cult classic from.
Yeah. But so anyways, let's get into it. They Live. Now this is a classic Carpenter film. If anybody hasn't seen it, make sure you go out of your way to see it.
Absolutely.
It's about society. And man, we are asleep, 9 to 5, working hard, no creativity, no dreams. We're just working. We're getting poor and poor and poor. And then man stumbles upon some sunglasses.
Oh, like now?
Yeah, dude. I'll talk about that in a second. And he sees the world for what it is. The signs: conform, reproduce, obey. Yeah. And yes, this is, I think, one of the reasons why this movie is such a good cult classic, because it reflects even today.
Absolutely.
Like, I was watching it and I was like, it chilled me that this movie was made in the 80s and it stands up like this. Now, what were your guys' impact when you first saw They Live?
Nigel, go ahead.
They Live is just an amazing movie to me. Obviously, there's dozens of reasons, but the biggest one for me is there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies where aliens come to Earth and conquer the humans, or try to conquer the humans, or whatever. And they're all about how the humans fight back, stop them, whatever. They Live is a movie where the aliens have already won.
Oh, yeah.
Good perspective.
When the movie starts, the war's over.
Yeah.
Humans are already conquered. This
Huh.
guy is figuring it out in real time. So for me, it's a fresh perspective on that, that trope. You know what I mean? I love it. It's fresh. It's different. Fresh as a 88 movie can be, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it definitely is great, and the art direction's amazing. Like I said, I love the scene where he's flicking back and forth with the glasses and seeing different things. Like all the stuff. Like I think one of my favorite ones is where he looks at the guy holding the money and he puts the glasses on, and on the money it says, "This is your God."
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, whoa, that was like I was legit horrified watching this movie again. Just because, yes, it stands up to the sands of time, and number two, just how accurate, how much it's on the pulse of what's going on. But yeah.
Let me jump in edgewise here because I think the film is a bait and switch in a good way.
Yeah.
Look, Rowdy Piper, okay? Probably everybody's, or at least one of everybody's favorite, WWF/WWE wrestler from, when we were all kids. Jesse, you probably won't know because, you were born in 1987 or 97, but
I knew him from the episode that he was in on It's Always Sunny.
But that was a big thing that Roddy Piper was going to be in this movie, and it was going to be a cheesy horror/action movie with one-liners and patently absurd effects, kind of to how Jason Takes Manhattan. He does the Johnny Cage uppercut, knocks the guy's head off. That's the expectation that you have. So that's what you expect, and that's what you're given. But when you just said, when the guy has the money bags, and on the money bag it says, "This is your God," that's where it's much, much deeper. The movie is actually like, it's not even satire. It's a projection of society.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And this guy is finally seeing it where nobody else is. And I feel like the fucking Twilight Zone, because that's how I feel every day walking around when I see all the stupid shit people are saying and doing that is just so patently absurd. It makes no sense. I feel like I'm in They Live a lot of times because I'm like, how am I seeing this and nobody else is seeing this? Do they all need the special glasses to like figure this out or what? So while the facade of the film is just a cheesy 80s, I'm not going to say it was like a cheap, low budget, but it was just something that they put together and that was it. And it had Roddy Piper in it. But in reality, it's a reflection of society then and still currently now. Yeah. And there are not a lot of films that can do that. And especially this wasn't like a AAA blockbuster that made, $500 million, but those movies that make that money can't do what this film is trying to do. And for that, I respect it like so much more than many, many other films that are more commercially successful than it, because this movie really tried to do something that nobody else has really done. And to me, that's admirable, and it needs to be respected and appreciated.
I agree. And because like it really wrote itself into our world. It made us almost feel like what it kind of did what I thought the Truman Show kind of did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because like, believe it or not, that became I know I'm using the wrong term here, like a mental illness, like a syndrome. Like there are actually people that believe their life is a TV show.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm not sure what the correct term is. I'm biffing it, but yeah. So, and this movie kind of gave me that same feeling. Like, what if one day, I find some sunglasses on the park bench, I put them on, and all of a sudden I have someone who's, like looks like a skeleton, and they're just telling me, I don't know. So I think
I have the technical term. I believe.
Okay.
It is called thought broadcasting.
Broadcasting.
And that might be wrong. I mean, that I quick Google.
No, that makes sense.
Or it looks like there's something called the Truman Show delusion.
Yeah.
So it looks like it has different names, but it's all the same concept.
Yes. And that's what I liked about this movie, because I think horror movies that make you afraid after the movie, those are to me the best types of horror movies.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I know it's a movie, but it's like this weird, like there's this weird percentage of what if, even if it's 0.001%, what if this is real? We don't know. So I don't know. So it fascinates me. I like stuff that gets under your skin like that.
So what would you say your favorite moment in They Live is? Both of you.
The money.
That's solid, man.
That to me that rung so true in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you grew up Catholic, so I mean, you're into that. You know all about that.
Dear God.
Anyways, Nigel.
The scene where the two guys are fighting over the sunglasses. Roddy Piper's trying to get him to put the sunglasses on. He's like, "Try them. You got to try them. You have to see for yourself. You have to see."
Yeah.
And it really reflects. So the idea that this is something that's going on now, obviously not aliens, but there's people behind the scenes controlling almost every aspect of our lives, if not every aspect. And he's trying to get someone to see it, and they're actively fighting him.
Yeah.
He's like, look, this is what's good for you. You need to know this. And he's like, I don't want to know. He's obviously not saying I don't want to know, but it's the idea that he has to physically, in this case, fight him and force him to see the truth.
Mm. Yeah.
I felt that was a powerful scene.
I agree.
It makes you really think that scene from The Matrix with the red pill and blue pill, like how simple it was, where Neo's like chose the pill to go down the rabbit hole, but like this guy Keith David, if I remember that's the actor's name, had to like get physically beat up to do it. So like I said, I think, as you pointed out, Nigel, that symbolism right there is brilliant. How we have to sometimes. We feel we have to fight somebody in order for them to see what is in front of them, actually. Mm-hmm. So no, it's good.
I would have to say, for me though, it was the ending. Once everything was being revealed to people that, hey, actually, no, here's what's going on. And now everybody can start to see for themselves what's happening. And, the best one, in my opinion, is when the people are having sex and it's then revealed that the dude is the alien. Because think about it. Like, we've all seen Species. We've all seen, what was that one with Adrian Brody where he fucked the alien Splice, I think it was. Yep. Like, I mean, we've all seen these aliens where humans fuck aliens, or movies where humans fuck aliens. But to me, that's the best. Because imagine you're like at your most vulnerable point, hanging on. One moment you're looking up and it's this person, and then poof, they're like this like rotting corpse alien. Like, how horrifying would that be? Like, I'm inside you and you turned into this. Like, oh my God. Like, I can't imagine anything more horrific than that, right?
You're putting more thought into this than you probably should.
Well, look at it like this.
At the grown-ups table, man. It's what we talk about.
Ridley Scott made a movie about aliens getting inside of us, and I guess John Carpenter made a movie about aliens getting inside of us.
Like getting inside of aliens,
or inside of aliens. It was a scene, but it was a scene. So art repeats art, I guess. Let's go over to the comments section. Let's see. Yes, Dale and Tucker versus Evil. It does deserve props. It's a movie that I don't think a lot of people know about, but to me, that is a great classic. Here's a great line.
Bam.
Who could deliver that line? Can anybody right now deliver this line?
What was it? I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm almost out of bubble gum.
I love that. It's such a good line.
I mean, obviously, Roddy Piper says it way better than I do. But
I know. But it's just like, it's a good one. Hold on a second. Can't stay long, but all the old Vincent Price stuff is great. Also, They Live isn't horror; it's documentary. Yes.
Bruno nailed it. Perfect comment. Absolutely.
Yeah. Someone brought up Office. Well, it's a horror, but
it still counts because Office Space was not a commercial success, like none of Mike Judge's films are, because they always bury them for some reason. And then when they come out on home video, they blow up and everybody loves them. So
yeah.
Session 9, I didn't really care for. I thought it was kind of weak, but I totally agree with Tom on Lost Boys. People Under the Stairs, absolutely. Evil Dead, absolutely. So yeah, definitely, Tom. Excellent choices there. Excellent.
Good choices indeed. All right. Well, let's move on to our next movie.
Uh-oh, what's it going to be?
We're going to jump over to Chud. So what do we have to say about Chud? Who would like to open it up? Give the audience a little taste of what it's about.
I'll open it up. So basically, Chud is a film, again, that kind of strikes some realism with the whole remember in the 80s everything was about dumping toxic waste illegally. Like every movie, like Karate Kid, Terry Silver, you know, his shady business, Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen was about toxic waste dumping.
Teenage Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everything from this era was about toxic waste, you know, so it was great. And it's essentially that the government's dumping toxic waste in the sewers of New York, and it's transforming the homeless people that live down there into chuds, which is cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. And they get tired of living down there, and they start to break up into the surface and terrorize people. And the greatest thing about this movie, on top of the Chud effects, because if you look at Chud, that is the precursor to the Nemesis in Resident Evil. I'm telling you right now. Like,
that's the point.
That's the precursor right there.
Okay, there's definitely some influence there. I can see that.
But, I mean, look at the cast we had in this movie. Daniel Stern.
Yep.
John Hurd.
Yep.
Christopher Curry. Like, I mean, it's Sam
John Goodman. Yeah.
Sam McMurray.
John
Goodman was in it. Patricia Richardson was in it. Like, so many of these people before they hit their big role were in this film. And it's like a low-budget horror film. But the thing I think I like the most about Chud is that the movie did take itself seriously. The actors really did try. And they delivered decent performances in a low-budget horror film. And I appreciate that, because when we talk about Ice Cream Man, we're going to talk about how everybody in that movie didn't give a shit except for drunk Jan Michael Vincent. He was the only one that delivered his lines in a serious manner. But with Chud, they tried, man. They really, really tried. And that's what always stuck out to me, is that these people made this film, but they actually tried. They knew it wasn't going to be great. Everybody knew that. But they didn't go into it like, I'll just do whatever. It's for the paycheck. I mean, I'm sure some of them did. But when you watch it, it doesn't really come through in the performances. It looks like they took it pretty serious. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Do you think on the set of Home Alone that Daniel Stern and John Hurd like avoided eye contact?
I think they swapped Chud stories in between takes left and right. That's what I think happened.
Let's never speak of this
together.
Again.
You know, but you know what? I don't think they ever had scenes together in Home Alone, because Marv and Harry never met the parents. Other than when Harry
in the
was
very beginning,
but that was Harry as the cop in the house. But Marv wasn't. Marv never interacted with the parents at all. So he and John Hurd never had a scene together. Even though they were in the movie. But they have plenty of scenes together in Chud, which is fantastic. So
yeah, this movie was just it was fun. For me, this was my first time ever watching it. It was just a fun movie. Like,
man, first timer on Chud? Wow.
Yeah. Well, here's the reason why, and this is one of the lessons I've learned recently. Do not judge a movie by its title. Don't. I did that with Pumpkinhead. I watched Pumpkinhead. Yeah. Pumpkinhead was amazing.
Oh, dude, it is. It really is.
I avoided a movie because of its title, and I thought that was my loss. So when you put Chud on the list, that's why I was like, yeah, because I've seen it on Amazon 1,000 times and I never watched it. I'm like, you know what? And I saw who had it in. I'm like, why aren't you watching this? So I watched it. It was great. I love the when they were trying to race out of the sewer before the gas lines go and they asphyxiate. Like, I loved it. I was at the edge of my seat. I'm like, are they going to do it? They can do it. And then that fucking Wilson shoots the cop who's trying to help them.
Yeah.
Yes, and I like to think the cop lives at the end. Like he talked for a second. I like to think he survived that whole thing because I felt bad. He lost his freaking wife. But
well, we were rooting for that guy. And, I got to say, Daniel Stern literally murders a high-ranking government official, and I don't see any consequences from that action whatsoever at the end of this movie.
Dude, he took he hit him in a moving vehicle, nonetheless.
Right.
He was a man on a mission because he was like, my homeless people in my homeless shelter are getting kidnapped. What's going on? What's happening?
All he wanted to do was make soup. That's all he wanted to do was make soup and help people.
The Reverend just wanted to make soup, and he had to. Here's what happened. He was there to kick ass and make soup, and he had no one to make soup for.
There you go.
Some ass. But I think one of the coolest things about this movie was it wasn't really a twist ending. It was a twist fact, as I call it. What Chud actually meant.
Oh yeah. I forget the acronym for the what was it?
Contaminant hazards urban dumping or something.
Yeah,
like
that sounds right.
That was the correct way of saying it. So this entire time, Chud wasn't what they lied to us and said it was. It was hiding. It was weird. It was a government conspiracy, which is kind of weird because we just talked about they live where a society of aliens that already rule us are having a conspiracy control us, and this was a conspiracy that was trying to get covered up of the government dumping toxic. So it's very fascinating how these two movies kind of linked up there.
There's some parallels.
Can you put Tom's comment back up there? Because he's talking some shit right now. The Gate with Johnny Depp, who has no business making horror films. Really, Tom? The Gate?
I will.
That's your one? The Gate? You'd rather watch The Gate than Chud? Wow. Tom, hit me back with something better than that, man.
Let's talk about what Nigel, what you put in the comments section.
I was responding to Tom. The sequel to Chud, Chud 2, Bud the Chud.
Bud the Chud.
So I've never seen Chud 2.
You're not missing much.
I mean, I figured, but look, I've watched all the gingerbread movies, including the one where they smoke pot. So
the Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong. I have that on DVD. I have that on DVD.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't watch Chud 2. I just haven't seen it yet.
I'm watching Chud 2.
I feel like I'm gonna watch it this weekend now.
I am.
I feel like I have to.
I gotta watch it. So, all right. So we gotta have a side note. I know this is not the place to talk about it. We all need to have a cult movie night to watch, just weekly pick something and watch. But
I agree. That'd be fun.
Besides the past, okay. So we have Where's Toxic Avenger?
Different episode, Tom. We're gonna do a trauma thing, so different episode. Oh yeah, in the 9th gate. Sorry, man. Look, it was close enough. Anyways, you invalidated your comment, anyways. So.
by insulting the Chud,
That's right.
But I think what another good thing about this movie was the practical effects. We actually had a Chud that existed in our 3-dimensional world, and I became really, in the last couple of years, I don't want to say I demonize CGI because I like CGI. I hate how it can be overused.
Yes.
And because some of these makeup artists are fantastic. When I saw the Chud, I know it's a guy in the suit, but when I saw him, I didn't think that. I thought Chud, that's a Chud, and it's here to kill somebody right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love the glowing eyes. I like when they cut it. And he had that, they had the green blood and everything.
Yeah. Well, they kind of had the alien creature from The Thing where their necks would grow up and contort and stuff. So there were some fun surprises. Again, you can tell that they really did try, but they also knew their place at the same time. They didn't try too hard, but they also didn't go into it half-assing it either. It was like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It was just right. And I think that's why everybody loves this film, except for Tom. So,
all right. Well, with that being said, do we have any final closing thoughts on Chud?
Yeah, if they reboot it, who plays Daniel Stern's character?
Daniel Stern.
I mean, he could still
He's
play.
still alive.
He still could play. John Hurt unfortunately passed away a few years ago. It's very sad. So he can't reprise his role. But yeah, I can see Daniel Stern playing the same character. What about a new actor?
Oh my God. Trying to think of somebody tall, lanky, silly.
Is Pauly Shore still alive?
He is. But he's in his 50s, so he
I don't want the Weasel. I don't want the Weasel play.
Pauly Shore doesn't do Weasel anymore anyways. He said he's moved on. We'll see if he gets another movie. But what about that kid? Look, so let's do this. 10 years from now, they do the Chud reboot or remake, whatever it is you want to call it. Get that kid with the curly hair, the tall, skinny kid with the curly hair from Stranger Things in 10 years.
Finn Wolfhard.
He could play that role. There it is.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Right.
That's the best I got. That's the best I got.
I think that's what it is. Because he would be excellent for that role. No, I totally dig it. He's really carved himself a good career in sci-fi horror.
Oh, yeah, he's setting himself up.
He's setting himself up.
As long as his parents don't steal all of his money and take advantage of him, he'll be okay in Hollywood.
Well, at least you're optimistic.
I mean, look,
well, wait,
every kid can't get Culkined, okay? So, I mean, we got to make sure that we protect some of them. So,
well, I thought the guy who played, oh God, the guy who played Uncle Fester in the original TV show, I think he had it happen to him too when he was in a previous show. And I thought they made some sort of laws. I don't know. I have to look it up. This is another time, another place. No time to speculate. But there was a whole interesting thing I read about it, and I don't want to butcher it on the air. But anyways,
I had two quick notes, just real quick about Chud. One neat thing that I learned was Jordan Peele directly cited Chud as a inspiration for his 2019 film Us.
No way.
There's actually in the movie Us, there's a in the house on the wall with the movies and books and things, Chud is on the shelf.
Awesome. I did not know that. That's very cool.
Yeah. The other note I had that this movie is way better if you pretend it is Rob Zombie's gritty reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
well, there's only one problem with it. There's only one problem then. You know what the problem is? April O'Neil isn't played by Sherry Moon Zombie.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yep,
we
would have to put her in it. Although, hey, I will say Munsters is looking fantastic. Even though nobody has any idea what kind of movie it's going to be, it's looking fucking great right now.
I always wish that Sid could have stayed alive to be the grandfather.
I know. But look, we got like 50 years of acting out of him. So maybe more than 50 years. So.
Oh, more. He was in the Batman 66 series.
Who did he play?
Oh God, well, who did he play?
Was he a villain of the week?
A villain of the week. All right, let's hear. I'll someone introduce the next topic, and I will look it up because that is going to bother the shit out of me if I don't know. All right, so let's jump on to the next movie. We're going to talk Ice Cream Man. So,
he played one of those weird villains that only showed up in the TV series.
Yeah. So let's talk.
It was one of King Tut's like minion, I think, or something. That's who
it was. Yes. We got a comment in the. Let's do the comment section. This is speaking of Past 1,000 Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Will those be classics 20 years from now?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And the thing is many people that look, everybody knows I love House of 1,000 Corpses. I pretty much like every Rob Zombie movie today, with the exception of Lords of Salem. I fucking hated that because I hate art horror films. And then number two, I didn't care for the second Halloween film. But outside of that, I love his film. So I love House of 1,000 Corpses. I know people pan it, but look, when you get like Siskel and Ebert saying that Devil's Rejects is good and they liked it, that means something. So I totally agree with Tom. Fantastic. The third one I really didn't care much about because I didn't like how they retconned the ending and just dragged it out. I think it just should have stayed a 2-film series. But Devil's Rejects was just so great. Tom put in another comment saying he agrees with Salem. Look, you guys know I hate artsy horror films, Ari Aster and his bullshit. So, Lords of Salem, I was not a fan. Yeah, anytime I can say I fucking hated Hereditary and Midsummer, now that I suffered and watched that movie, I'm gonna say it. That's just how it is. And the dude plagiarizes movies. Anyways, let's move on to Ice Cream.
I'm gonna wrap it up. This is gonna become another show, John.
It is. And eventually I'm gonna get a letter from him saying, I'm going to sue you if you say that again on distributed, show. So yeah. So anyways, I hate those films. I get people like them. I hate them. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for, folks. This is the gem right here. 1995. Well, 1994, but I think it was released in 95. The Ice Cream Man. So
I scream. You scream. We all scream.
I'm gonna let Nigel lead this conversation because I know this is his movie. So
this Ice Cream Man. Oh wait, hold on. So I wanted to.
Yeah, there it is. He's got it. Bam.
I make questionable purchase choices. Ice Cream Man is a documentary about how Clint Howard actually lives.
I believe it.
Clint Howard plays a guy named Greg who grew up in a Gregory who grew up in an asylum, and after escaping he decides that he wants to make children happy by giving them ice cream. The kids go, you're weird. We don't want ice cream from you. So he changes his mind and goes, well, if I can't give you ice cream, I'm going to kill you and make you into ice cream. Oh my God.
I'm going to kill you and make you into ice cream. Awesome.
This movie has just amazing everything. It's if you haven't watched it, do. I think it's on Amazon Prime Video if you have it.
You have to rent it, but guys, it's only it's only $2.99 and it's in HD, well worth the $3.
If you're cheap like me, Tubi. I like Tubi.
Stop.
I've been supporting Tubi. Tubi was there for me. It was like the father I never had. Stop it, okay?
We're not going to get into your problems tonight.
It's also got Jan Michael Vincent.
I'm waiting. We'll do that.
Well, here I'll let John tell the glorious.
No. We're going to talk about the film. We'll save Jan Michael for last.
This movie contains one of my favorite action scenes in the world, in any movie I've ever watched.
I can't wait to hear.
So there are two policemen who are on the case trying to find the killer, and they go back. They find out that that Gregory came from this asylum, so they're like, we should investigate the asylum. And these two cops go, and one of them is a goddamn Navy SEAL circus gymnast. He is doing somersaults over overturned desks. He's doing backflips. He is doing cartwheels into doorways to clear the room. This guy, he's a tactical genius.
Oh man,
right? Tactical genius.
This guy is just goddamn Neo from the Matrix. I've never seen someone so agile and stealth and just everything. His partner is taking a leisurely stroll through the same asylum, 10 feet away from his partner. Just it's very clear that the actor who played his partner has decided, I'm not getting paid enough to somersault. Screw that. All right.
I just love that when they were walking out, they were also getting chased at one point.
So they're being chased, and the one guy's like booking it for his life, like, "Oh my God, we got to get out of here!" And his partner's just like,
"Look, we're gonna get into Jan Michael Vincent, but you have to understand, you have to have seen Airwolf, and you have to be a passionate Airwolf fan like me to really get what Jan Michael Vincent was channeling in that scene."
I've seen Air Bud.
And that scene was that he was doing Stringfellow Hawk, man. He's a badass. He didn't care. He knew none of those people were going to take him down. He didn't need to put any effort into walking out. He just casually, anyone gets in his face, he kind of just moved them to the side and kept right on going.
I think at one point he waved his gun in somebody's face, and
he got it out. He got it out. He waved it around a couple of times.
Have you ever been to laser tag and there's that one guy who takes it way too seriously?
Yeah. Yes, that's the part. Yeah.
Oh man, but we have to unpack that scene. So that scene is crazy to begin with because what was it? The Wishing Well facility? Was that
Wishing
what it was
Well?
called? Yeah.
Wishing Well Sanatorium.
Wishing Well Sanatorium. So there's nobody left there in charge. Like, everybody is just crazy, and they're operating the sanitarium, but they're all crazy. The receptionist is crazy. The nurses are crazy. The doctor is crazy. All the patients are crazy. The place is completely trashed, but they're still operating as if it is a sanitarium. It's hilarious. That's got to be like the funniest thing. And then Jan Michael just casually strolling. Then at the end, he pops off a couple of rounds and just casually walks down the ramp at the exit. And then some of the patients are following. He just kind of pushes them out of the way and just casually walks to the car, gets in, and they casually drive away.
I think one of my favorite scenes from that movie was where the one guy, he's like, the guy's gonna be the cop. He's like, look, if you got the gun, the badge will follow. Like, I love that guy. And then I love the scene where he gets out of the car, right? But then you see him going back in the car, and then it's Clint Howard instead, and he just like stabs the woman up through the chin.
Oh, and you see it go through. Yeah,
I know that. Yeah. I thought that was a fun little fake out. Like, I wasn't thinking otherwise, because I underestimated the movie, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Clint Howard. That's Clint Howard right there. I love it. So it had those cool moments. I love it.
So what about the end when both detectives have their guns drawn on Clint Howard, who is smearing what I'm assuming is coffee-flavored ice cream over that kid's face? Because it's like a tan color. It's not like brown like chocolate or Rocky
it's
Road.
like a Java nut kind of deal.
Yeah, it looked more like coffee ice cream. And they've got their guns drawn on him. They're like giving him commands. And then he just like lets the kid go. Instead of grabbing the kid and everybody getting to safety, they just look around. And then he gets up on top of the ice cream truck, jumps down with 2 scoops in his hand, and knocks out both detectives. These are top flight detectives at this precinct. And Clint Howard knocks them out with 2 little ice cream scoops as he jumps down, leaving the kids all by themselves to escape the murder trap that they are all about to be in. It's just so great, man. And that's what I was saying about the difference between Chud and Ice Cream Man. Because with Ice Cream Man, nobody even tried in that movie. I mean, look, they didn't even do a Patrick Stewart bald cap for the skirted egg for Clint Howard. If you watch those scenes, because it's in high definition now, all they did was just take a razor and just shave the top of his head off. You can see it in every scene. His stubble is there.
Oh, yeah.
Before they shot, he was in that makeup chair, and they're just like, me. All right, middle looks good. You're ready for the scene. It's like, God, you guys couldn't get a real bald cap? Like, I mean, you got drunk Jan Michael Vincent in this movie, but yet you can't get a proper bald cap? What the hell?
The one thing that cracked me up so much with this movie, just the one scene where he's chasing the kid in the grocery store. There's a scene where he's going down the aisle, and it feels like an exaggerated a long time. Like, he's like walking, the kid hides, but then you see him walking again, and he's somehow farther back into the aisle. Like,
or the aisle is just growing in length for some reason.
What do you think of this? What do you think of this lipstick? I like it. Reminds me of cherry. Buy 12.
It's like that scene from Jurassic Park in the kitchen where the raptors are chasing the kids.
Yeah.
But it's Clint Howard.
So one other thing about this movie that absolutely cracks me up, other than Jan Michael Vincent being the only actor to actually play this movie straight. And if you knew nothing about Jan Michael Vincent, so you knew nothing about Winds of War, you knew nothing about Airwolf, you knew nothing about his substance abuse problems, you just simply saw him in 1995 in this movie, you'd be like, why is this guy in this movie? He seems like a decent actor. That's because he was. Jan Michael Vincent was a phenomenal actor. Dude just couldn't lay off the sauce and the coke in the 80s, and he ruined his career over it. So that's why he ended up in Ice Cream Man 10 years after Airwolf, was because nobody would hire him anymore, and those are the jobs he got. And the funny thing about Ice Cream Man is there are scenes where he's less drunk, and you're like, okay, he's kind of on point with the lines.
Yeah.
But then there's other scenes where you're like, bro, I didn't even understand a word you said. That's probably because he polished off 2 bottles of Jack before he got out of his trailer and went to shot those scenes. So
because he was making a movie where he was second fiddle to Ron Howard's brother.
But
like,
you know, the man knows how to play a role of authority. He knows how to play action, and the motherfucker knows how to hold a gun. Because when he holds a gun, you believe it. And I will show you a picture of Jan Michael Vincent holding a gun and looking very convincing, because he is. So the dude knows how to act. He just couldn't lay off the sauce and the coke. He died. It's very sad, but at the same time, he was a real son of a bitch in life because of the substance abuse. He hurt a lot of people. He killed a cat. He was in multiple accidents. Yeah, he was in a drunken coke rage and stomped the cat. It was a horrible story told on Howard Stern.
shit.
So, I mean, I feel bad for the dude, but I don't, because it's still a choice. And even if you have addiction problems, you know, I get that it's a disease, but you still have to do something about it. And he really didn't do anything about it until the end of his life. But, you know, I celebrate the roles that the dude had that I really loved. Airwolf is one of my favorite shows of like all time ever. One of my favorite characters, Stringfellow Hawk. So, and look, Winds of War is amazing. If you have not seen that miniseries, it's about World War II. It was in the early 80s. Robert Mitchum is in it. And wow, what a great series. So I highly recommend everybody watch that too.
There you have it. Real quick, let's any final words on Ice Cream Man?
What's your favorite kill, Nigel?
What?
What's Nigel's favorite kill from
God.
Ice Cream Man? Only pick one. Jesse,
No,
what's yours?
like,
He's got one.
I was just gonna say, I appreciated the hell out of his jump off of the ice cream truck, the dual ice cream scoop.
He's just like, he jumps up. And
God, he is just a gremlin of a person. He's like a slightly less lovable Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, he might be a little more likable depending on which Danny DeVito we're comparing him to. Like
everyone loves Danny DeVito. I'm saying like Danny DeVito.
But did we like Taxi Danny DeVito?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just everyone loves Danny DeVito. It's like, imagine Danny DeVito grew up in a world where people didn't like him, and then you've got Clint Howard.
That's the guy we got.
Depressing, but yeah.
Could you imagine Clint Howard playing the Penguin in Tim Burton's Batman Returns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How would that have gone down?
Amazing.
Would he have been able to do the wah, wah voice? Like, I don't know if Clint Howard could have pulled that off.
I think he's got it.
He just shows up. He sits in the makeup chair. They put a hat on him, and they go, you're ready.
There it is. You're ready.
Oh, I'm trying to think of one of my favorite deaths from that movie. There was a bunch. Some of them I wouldn't, because like the ones I want to say, it was more the after death of it.
Yeah.
Like the waffle cone head. Like I love that. He's like walking behind the woman. The guy's head and it's like in the giant waffle cone.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if I remember correctly, it's the woman who like wanted him for some reason.
Yeah.
Like she was like, my house, 139. Like she's like just like. Wasn't
that the blonde that was cheating on with that husband, and he killed that guy first, and then he killed her?
Yeah.
Because there always has to be some type of whore that's cheating on, or that's cheating with all the husbands that are married in these movies. I mean, it's like, where is all this happening? How are all these dudes just casually cheating with this one woman in this town and just getting away with it? And then, great solution. Let's just murder them all. That sounds pretty cool. You know,
because those who do not respect the sanctity of marriage die.
So, I'm not necessarily going to share my favorite kill because I've gushed over Jan Michael enough. And in the beginning, we talked about the head puppets, which is really one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. I love how gross this movie is. No one wears gloves. There's no sanitation with anything. And any scene involving ice cream, it's all over the hands. It's all runny. People are like dipping their hands in it. It's messy.
Eyeball.
The eyeball where he puts the Rocky Road ice cream, the guy's just like chewing on it. It's so gross how they handle food in this movie, and I love that. To me, that's like stands out above anything.
I've been to that Dairy Queen.
Oh. Where they just put their hand under the soft serve and just plop it on the cone for you.
Yep.
We have a completely unrelated thought real fast by one of our good friends, Dan Brady. Completely unrelated, but Lilo and Stitch is just critters with moral values.
I agree, Dan. I agree 100%. Totally agree. Now let's just figure out how to get them to space like they did in Critters 4.
All right. So with that being said, let's jump over to our next topic.
What's this movie?
I know, right? Now, yeah, I learned something new about this movie. This movie has multiple versions of the title because, like, on some places it's printed differently. Yeah,
those are
on I think Amazon or Tubi, they don't include the word warrior.
Huh?
I swear
that's part of the title.
I swear to God.
And that was through the distributor, through Gravitas. So that should be correct, no matter the platform.
I'm in trouble now.
Oh, we should probably re-explain. Nigel and I were in this movie, so we kind of have some first-hand knowledge about it.
That's why they're taking this personally. They're like, you fucked up.
No, yeah. So the distributor for the Biker Warrior Babe versus the Zombie Babies from Hell, we will now just refer to as Zombie Babies to save everybody time. It was distributed by Gravitas, and it should be the same title regardless on the platform. So I'm curious as to why it was different on Tubi versus something else.
I don't know. I'm pulling it up real quickly just to.
Now, I will let everybody know real quick that Aaron Martin, he's my partner with Alien Mythos Digital. It's our production company. That's what we have, Biker Warrior Babe versus Zombie Babies from Hell underneath. We also have the other film, Atomic Zombie Space Creeps. Both of those are currently not on Amazon Prime, and that is just because we are basically just working on the resolution, cleaning them both up, and then we're going to have them reposted. So they are just temporarily down for cleanup, but they will be back up at some point soon. So apologize that happened over the Halloween season, but you can watch these films in other locations other than Amazon Prime. So please watch them this Halloween season. They are super fun movies, but they will both be back up on Amazon at some point shortly. Just cleaning them up right now.
There you have it. Now I actually kind of wanted to go into this movie opening it up because I truly could say that I'm a fan of this. I mean, you guys worked on it. So you guys have, you have a part of it that's, you guys were there in the movie. For me, I got to watch this as a fan and enjoy it. You know what I mean? And not have any connection to it. This was a fun movie. Like, it was crazy. And I like the character Zip. Like, that's just a great, first off, anytime you do a movie where you have a hero, it has to be a fun, memorable name. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Ash, Nancy, just something that rings true. Like, anytime I think of Sydney, I think of Scream. And when I think Zip, I think this movie, because as she said, my dad named me after a gun, which is just perfect. At least it wasn't Harley. So with this movie, they're kind of on a double blind date, or a date, but it turns into a blind date with Doc. And during that time, the succubus and this other woman have a sacrifice who clearly was not a virgin, because I love that. And it backfires and unleashes zombie babies from hell. That I love it. There's these little 3D crawling babies that just I like when they turn into like an ocean.
It's just a wave, but you can always hear that like ambient crying in the background the whole time.
The one moment where you guys didn't use it, I loved it the most. It was when Nigel died. At one point when they fall off the roof, they go, "Yay!" And they murdered 3 people. And it was just a random moment of like, why now the yay? I loved it. It was really fun. But so anyways, the characters, they're on the run. The zombie babies are essentially hitting house to house to house to house. And this is happening as Nigel, you're one of the stoner buddies of the one character, the boyfriend. I can't remember his name, blanking. And then John, you are the cop.
Yes, the asshole town cop.
The asshole town cop with your stupid reflective shade so we can't see into your eyes.
there were scenes that were cut that we shot that played up the assholeness a lot more. There was one that we shot where I had to eat Chipotle for about an hour and a half and keep spitting it out of my mouth and then re-eating it every time we kept shooting the scene over and over.
Okay.
So, yeah, and we ended up not using that because I was sitting next to a window and we just couldn't get the lighting right, so it was really washing out the scene. But, yeah, so we got Chipotle, we put it on the plate because the whole gag and the setup was that Jake Armstrong, Officer Armstrong, he is just a dick, and he's an asshole to everybody, and he loves spicy food. So he ordered some spicy Mexican food. The waiter brings it up, he eats it, and he's just like, and just spits it out, and he's like, this is not extra spicy, go make me another one. And we shot that about 7 times. So at that last moment, like, my chewed up and spit out food is like, Chipotle is a big bowl, and we had it on a plate with like a knife and a fork, so it looked like a restaurant, and I could start to see the piles of what I had eaten and spit out. So I had to start scooping fresh food, putting that in and spitting that out. But by the end, it was just all chewed up and spit out food. Oh. So really, really gross. But behind the scenes, hey, it's for the movie, So I did it. It was very fun to shoot that scene. I'm kind of sad it didn't show up in the movie though, because it was really fun to shoot.
Now, Nigel, I wanted to ask you a question. So in the movie, you tell a story about the butthole.
Oh, yes.
The butthole.
Oh, yes.
Can you shed some light? What was that in the script at all?
No.
No.
So that scene, very similar to John's story, actually. I was handed a 40 ounce. I don't remember. I don't remember
40 ounces.
I don't remember what kind. I just know it was a 40.
It was OE, man.
And they go, for this scene, you need to be holding a half drunk 40. So while we're getting the cameras and lights set up, go ahead and drink half of this. All right, cool. And I drank 20, and we get ready for the scene. We do like a version of it, and we go, all right, we're gonna do this again. And the whole time they're setting up the lights and the camera, I'm just taking sips off of this drink, and I'm not paying attention, and I finish it. I'm like, oh shit. So they go, oh, okay. Well, you need to be holding a half drunk 40. So here's another 40. And I drank half of it. This repeated several times throughout the night.
Somehow
correct. But my direction for the scene was, and I was there as a friend who I drove from Maryland to Ohio to go see the filming just because I knew some people that were working on it. They were like, yeah, come on out. We'll put you in. That's fine. And he said, all right, in this scene, you're going to be hanging out. I want you to tell a story. I don't care what it's about. So he wanted me to use a specific name. He's like, tell the story, but I want you to use a specific name. So I used the name, but I told a story about something that actually happened. I had a friend of mine. It was a group of us. We went to like Atlantic City, and it's like 1 a.m. Everyone's absolutely hammered. And one of my friends was just obliterated drunk. And he was in the room. We had gone to like get some food or something. We come back, and I knock on the door to let him know we're coming in. I hear shuffling. I hear like movement. I'm like, okay. I open the door, and my friend has removed his pants. He is doing a handstand in the doorway with his feet up on the sides of the door frame. And I open the door, and I'm looking at a butthole. I was not prepared to be looking at a butthole. That was not something that I was ready for. I didn't know how to handle this. He shut the door and backed away.
Sometimes you're just not ready for a butthole.
Not ready for it.
So I told this story for the movie, and I'm expecting him to go, that was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Can you say something else? And he goes, cut. That's a wrap.
Jer loved that story. Jeremiah Morehouse was the director of that film, and he loved it. It was a one and done. We shot it one time, and that was it.
He just
Nailed
goes,
it.
We got it. All right.
We got it.
Next. Oh my God.
I just that scene was like at the one point the cat like was sitting on someone's lap. Was that a fake cat? Like
yeah.
Yes, that was a statue.
That cat was made out of concrete and paint.
That's what it was. Like it looked so weird. I was like, why is it? I couldn't figure out if it was asleep or what was going on. It's concrete. Okay,
the house that we shot in, it was referred to affectionately during filming as the birthplace of hepatitis.
Yes.
It was if I it's been years. This was 6 8 years ago, but it was described to me the house, someone had died in it, and we were given permission to film in it in between the period of time while ownership was being transferred to like the estate.
Yes.
So it was like no one's living in this house. It's mostly furnished. They've already cleaned up the body, and no one's moved in yet. So you could use this to film.
Yeah. It had like a year of dust on everything. Like you sat down in a chair, it was like the dust came up and that creepy room upstairs with the hole in the wall. No one would go inside of.
There was rust in places there should not have been rust.
Oh, remember that refrigerator with all the mold when we opened it up? Oh, it smelled so. There was that box of wine in there nobody wanted to drink.
Probably could power a car.
I didn't want to ruin my 40s.
Tom loved I'm not prepared for a butthole.
Yeah, some days you're just not ready for a butthole, man.
You've really got to prep yourself.
So we're gonna do two more things before we head out, just because we're running a little over, but I want to get these two things out of the way. So number one, when filming this or the after, it being shown in theaters, what was your favorite moment each of you throughout this whole process? From movie getting made to being shown to whatnot.
I mean, the after party was pretty dope, Nigel.
Oh.
I definitely saw your testicles that night. They were right here in front of my face. So,
So, you were not prepared for a testicle.
Well, let's just say that Nigel was receiving an autograph from a very dear friend of ours. And when you're drunk, why not have your testicles autographed with a pointy Sharpie marker?
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so the wrap party was the same night that we filmed that scene we were just talking about.
It was, yes.
So I had pre-gamed with several 40s.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot.
By the time the party started, I was done. I was done. Oh my God, they were streaking at one. Yeah, someone from the movie signed my testicles.
Oh, that was the naked race that you guys did down the street in like the heart of Newark, Ohio.
I was butt naked except for my boots, just running down the street.
It was a sight to see. I mean, I was right there. Like I saw the whole race. They ran down and they ran back. There was like 4 people that stripped naked and ran and did this.
You're welcome.
I mean, I was privileged, man. And that was the first time I met you in person. Now we had been friends for a number of years virtually because we actually all met up one night on a Thanksgiving viewing type thing. And the relationship just sparked from there, but this was the first time actually hanging out with Nigel in person in real life, and I saw his testicles get autographed. So what a great way to meet somebody.
It's funny that, you know what, those are memories you're going to get to have forever. Yeah,
I'll never forget. Even if I get Alzheimer's, I will never forget that memory. I will die with that memory.
The parts of that night I remember were amazing.
All right. So there was a question posed by Tom. So we'll answer this question and we'll head on out. Which A-list chick could play the biker warrior babe if it became a Hollywood hit?
I like the Megan Fox.
That's actually a good suggestion, Tom.
Like original Transformers movie Megan Fox.
Yes, not Machine Gun Kelly Megan Fox.
Correct.
Yeah, I think peak of Jennifer's Body would be excellent.
Yeah,
because she's in a new horror movie recently. I want to check out. She's like handcuffed to someone she loves, and she wakes up on like a frozen lake, and there's a hole next to her, and her husband's in there, and he's already drowned.
You know who also could do it? Mila Jovovich. There you go. You put black hair on her, boom, looks just like Zip.
I don't know. I don't know why. Here's the thing. I know I'm wrong. I don't know why I don't want her. I don't know why.
I've never forgiven her for what she did to the Resident Evil movies.
Look, they're making new movies that are much more accurate to the game, so I think we can just move on from those. Wes Anderson or whatever the guy's name is.
Till Death. All right, thank you. That's what it was called. All right. Well, anyways, that's our time for the show. I want to say thank you so much for everybody joining in. You guys were awesome. I want to thank everybody who lit up the comment section like crazy, especially Tom, man. He killed it. Dan, Brady, Nigel, he was in the comment sections. William, everybody who watched the show, thank you so much. I want to thank Nigel for joining us. Thank you so much, man. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Yep. Happy to be here. Thank you.
No problem. Make sure you tune into the show. Tomorrow we'll have the episode up on YouTube. So if you didn't get to watch a whole episode today, you get to watch a whole episode tomorrow. And thank you guys so much. It's Halloween season. So go out, have some fun, check out these movies, and make sure you have a happy and safe Halloween. And until next time, I'm Jesse.
I'm John.
And you have been sitting at the grown-ups table. Thank you, and have an awesome night, everybody. Take care.
Night, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Happy